Hello viewers, my name is Chernoge. This is the Fatu Network and welcome to the first edition of the On The Spot Saying It As It Is. I am your host for this show and my co-host is my friend and my partner, Mariama Danso. Welcome, Mariama.
Thank you very much. Good evening or hello to everyone here. My name is Mariama Danso and then we are pleased to present to you one of its first kind in the Gambia that is On The Spot Say It As It Is in the Fatu Network.
Right, thank you, Mariama. Viewers, since this is the first edition, I would like to actually give you a background of what the show is going to be about. The On The Spot show, Saying It As It is going to be coming your way twice every week. And what we are going to be doing on the show is we're going to be gathering all the trending, most controversial, and the hottest topics on every social media platform that we can find. On WhatsApp, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Yahoo, Snapchat, on every single social media platform. And we are going to be bringing these trending issues to you every week, inshallah, on this platform, where we will discuss them, where we will give our our objective opinions on these issues, and then you will have the chance to give your comments on the comment section. And of course, you will also have the opportunity on the comment section to tell us some of the things that you would want us to discuss on the show. So it is not just our show, it is your show, and I hope it is going to be what we expect it to be. Done so?
Just to add on to what Cherno is saying, we're going to look into controversial issues and then we're going to have a segment called The Ordinary Man's Opinion, which we're going to go into the streets, talk to the people about things that are affecting our societies and how they feel about it. Not just what we believe as presenters, but what the people outside would have to say about that. So for a start, I think we're going to have a very interesting show and we hope and then look forward to people actually responding to the show.
Yeah, exactly. And the most interesting part of the show is this. We are not limited to any single topic. It could be about politics, it could be about football, it could be about entertainment, agriculture, education, every single thing that you can talk about. And plus, we are not restricted by borders. It is not just going to be about the Gambia or Senegal or Africa. It cuts across borders, across continents for that matter. So every single interesting story that we can find on social media platforms every week will be brought to you here on this platform by me, Chernoge, your presenter, and my co-host, Mariama Danso. On the spot, this is where we say it as it is. Then we will just take a dive into some of the interesting issues that we have today. Done so?
Okay, for a start today, just because we're starting today, we would like to look into some of the issues that are happening actually at national level and at international level. First, we're going to start with Barrow and his new executives, that is the reshuffling of the government. What do Gambians have to say about that? From there also, we are going to look into the reasons why the former vice president, Fatoumata Jallow Tambajang, refused the proposal or the appointment that she was given to foreign services. And then the Gambia government also said they have no plans. That is, the issue of homosexuality is not an issue in this country. So these are issues that we are going to be looking into today also. And then the issue of the Janet Commission as well. Why would the secretary say the commissioner is not doing up to expectation and all that?
That is getting really interesting.
Yeah, I think this is something that we need to really look into. And then most importantly, when it comes to international also, we all knew what happened at Thailand, how those boys were rescued also. We are going to talk about that also and other issues that would unfold as the show continues.
As Danso said, we will be going in with some of these headlines that you've just heard. So first of all, I would like us to look into Barrow and his new executive. I think it is a very amazing issue. The debate has been on, not just on social media, but it has been on the media, on TVs, on radios, everywhere that people can meet. Everybody is talking about the reshuffling of the cabinet. And every Gambian agrees with the fact that the president has the constitutional right to do what he did. But the question that every Gambian keep asking that have not been answered so far is why did he do it? I think it's a very important question, and I think we as Gambians just diving into a new democracy deserve answers to some of these important questions.
Okay, I think I get that also. But then to look at it also, don't you think Barrow as a president also has the right to reserve certain comments when it comes to certain public issues? I'm not just trying to defend him, but I think at some point him being the president could also at least try to defend himself when it comes to such issues.
He did cite that. The president did cite that. The press secretary at the State House did cite the fact that the president have the right under the Constitution not to disclose his reasons for sacking or hiring people at his own level. Okay, we are not denying that, but we are also talking about the fact that it's a democracy we are talking about, and you cannot just take out a vice president, a whole vice president, plus 2 ministers without any reason. The rumor that is going on right now is the fact that during the swearing-in ceremony of the new vice president and the other cabinet members that he just got appointed, the president did say in his speech, and I quote, he said the Gambia can no longer proceed on a snail's pace, on development. I think that is actually, and that is true. I think we've been progressing at a snail pace. But why did he say that? Now, people are rumoring the fact that that could be the reason why the vice president and the other ministers got sacked is because of inefficiency. Now, I am not confirming it in any way because I am in no authority to do so. But do you think this could be a reason, since the president said what he said at the swearing-in ceremony?
Well, that was one of the reasons Barrow gave at the swearing ceremony. So at some point, I don't think we as a nation would want to at least object to that, because he said it. So if the reason why he's getting them off or reshuffling the government is because he feels there's a need for them to look into the issue, let us see what happens with the new executives that are in office. Hence, they are sworn in. Would that change the pace at which the government is working? I think the Gambia and everybody at large would want to watch and see how Barrow would and his new executives would put the country to a faster pace, as he claims it is at a speed.
Yeah, because I think this is very important. Important in the sense that looking at it, and this will take me to the next thing that we're going to talk about. That is the issue of the fact that the former vice president decided to reject the appointment that the president gave her. She wrote a letter rejecting it on the 4th of July. Okay, she said it is professional reasons. She did not say what professional reasons they are, but she said she is rejecting the appointment based on professional reasons. Now, according to the press secretary at the State House, the rejection have been accepted by the president. Do you understand? Now, my concern is, why do you think the former vice president, okay, who we know is so passionate, okay, and ready to serve this country at any level, okay, under any circumstances, why would she reject an appointment from the president less than a week after she was sacked as the vice president?
Well, people have different issues and people are open with different reasons. Maybe she, at her own discretion, because she said it's a professional level.
She did.
Yeah, so I don't think we'd want to judge or question why she did not do it. Now, the question one should ask yourself is, okay, why is it that from a vice president she would be deployed or taken for foreign services? In the first place, you have to question that as well. And secondly, also, I think she has the right, like we're talking about democracy and then the issue of privacy and all that.
Yeah.
If she does not want to disclose why she's been appointed as a to foreign services, I don't think we as a nation should actually look into that issue anyways.
Well, I'm still going to talk about what I'm talking about,
anyways.
which is it's a democracy and we still need to know. And hey, we're talking about the whole vice president. So viewers, we would really love to know what you think about these topics, what your views as ordinary Gambians are, as individuals, members of the society. What do you think should be done? What do you think Barrow should have done? Do you think Barrow should have disclosed the reasons why he actually reshuffled the cabinet? Or do you think there is a reason other than professional reasons are cited by the vice president why she rejected the appointment that the president extended to her after sacking her as the vice president of the Republic of the Gambia? These are issues of concern. These are questions that the public, that the Gambian people need answers to. But we as a people here at the media require your opinions because it really matters to us. The only reason we sit here is because of you people, and that is why your opinions really matter. And we would love to know what you think of that issue. Also, don't forget that you can also suggest to us what you want us to discuss on our next episode on the comment section on the Fatu Network. You can just comment, leave a comment on the comment section if you think there is a particular topic or an issue that is trending or something that is pivotal that we need to talk about. You can leave it on the comment section. Back to what we are talking about.
Now to come on to something that is very much controversial in our societies, that is the issue of homosexuality.
The issue of homosexuality in this country.
I think at some point it is growing at a rate that I think the government should really put into consideration, because making reference to the previous government, Jammeh outright clearly said that whoever is involved in the act at any point in time, he would deal with you. But then when you look at the current president, Barrow went for an interview on Hard Talk and said, all right, that it's not an issue in the Gambia.
I think we have pertinent issues. We have very important issues. We have pressing issues in the Gambia today that are very, very important. because this gay and lesbian thing is not very significant as far as the Gambia is concerned. You cannot even pinpoint anybody to say this is a lesbian or whatever. It's not a big issue in the Gambia. Because this is the way we see it. We believe in those principles, and we are even we are bringing in very, very good laws to favor everybody in that country. That is equality. This is the way we are thinking.
Well, I think we need to really look into the issue.
It is crucial. It is something we have to talk about. It is an argument that we have to have as a nation, you know, as a family, as citizens, okay, as neighbors, as friends, as co-workers, okay. Our children need to be secure. These are issues that we have to talk about. The Gambia is a country that we have more than 95% of the people in this country are Muslim. The remaining percent, they are Christians. Okay, we all worship the same God, just with a little bit of, you know, and homosexuality is not accepted in either of these two religions. Yeah. Do you understand? So it is a concern. Now, what we have here is the fact that Barrow was responding to, the government was responding to a question that was posed by the United Nations Human Rights Committee. They asked the Gambian government, what is their plan in the issue of decriminalizing homosexuality in the country. And the government responded saying it is not an issue in this country. They also went further to say that homosexuals are not discriminated in this country. Well, I don't have any gay friend. I don't have any homosexual friend. I'm not saying if I had one, I would discriminate him. But I think we don't have homosexuals who are so outrightly open in the country
I am gay and I'm
to determine whether they to determine whether they are discriminated or not. I don't think the president had any right under whatever circumstances to make these comments, because one, we have not seen in this country one gay man or woman who came out publicly to say I am gay, and then we check the reaction of the public whether he or she is discriminated or not. So I believe the comment, this comment that it is not an issue and that homosexuals are not discriminated in this country is not accurate, because we have not had any situations to test or to test the issue.
Cases. But then sometimes when you involve people in social discussions, they will tell you outright, okay, I don't like people that behave like they are ladies or not per se gay at a natural level for some time. Yeah. But then looking at the social setting of our country, do you think one will proudly and openly come out and say, I am gay, and then nothing just happens about that?
No one would. I mean, let's say someone did. Let's say Chernobyl came out and say, hey, everybody, I'm gay. Okay.
We'll hang you.
I'm just saying, exactly. What would happen? Okay. Everybody, more than 90% of the country would reject it. Because as I said, the greater population of this country, greater percentage of the population of this country are Muslims. Okay. The remaining percentage are Christians. And in both religions, sodomy is not accepted. It is in the Quran, it is in the Bible. And we are Muslims, we practice in Muslims, we practice in Christians. So it is naturally, if someone says he or she is gay, the person will be rejected by such a society. Okay. This is not America, okay? We are not
but sometimes people claim that, okay, we think being gay or being a lesbian is evil, but people commit things that are way more bad than that, like, okay, killing others and stuff. So what do you have to say about something like that?
That argument will be
because if you claim lesbianism, or okay, for a record, I'm not supporting them, but I'm just saying, because that is one of the justifications they give. If you're telling them it's inhuman, people are doing things worse than that.
Two wrongs don't make a right done. So we have been there, you know, through that and again. You know, we debate all the time. But the issue is two wrongs don't make a right. You cannot justify being gay just because there are murderers and armed robbers around. You're telling me, hey, I'm just gay. I'm not better than them. I'm not stealing. I'm not killing people. That is true. Okay, but what we need to consider is, what does people coming out publicly to announce themselves as homosexuals, as gays and lesbians, what effect will it have in our society? Okay, how will my child grow in such a society? How will your child grow in such a society? Okay, how are we to protect our children? Because we are responsible to them as Muslims and Christians. We're supposed to raise them along the lines of our religions, our culture, and our tradition. And there is no part of our culture, our tradition, or religion that actually allows these issues. Okay, so now, if people are going around in this country openly, lesbians and gays, then how do you have to raise your child? Because remember, when it comes to raising your child, three parts have a role to play: the home, the society, and the school. And you have maybe you have 90 to 99% or 95% control at the home, but in the society, at school, you don't.
Okay. And sometimes people argue that the issue of lesbianism or gayism, it's not natural. Like, these are things that are socially instilled. Like, okay, someone is not born a lesbian or a gay. Maybe looking at some of their social setting, they grew up, and then like, it's a belief that if you're a guy and then you move too much with ladies, you sometimes to behave like them and all that. So What is your say about such issues? Like,
Well, the argument is there. A lot of people argue that being a gay or being a lesbian is natural, it's genetic. Some people even argue that the people who do these things don't have control over them. That is another argument for other people. Now, I am talking about this at societal level. Okay, at the Gambian level, at the Muslim Christian, kind of level.
Yeah.
That's where I want to talk about it from. But the issue is the response that the government gave to the United Nations Human Rights Committee, I think is Barrow or whoever, Barrow should have said something better. He could have given a better response to this issue. Do you understand? We're a sovereign nation. International relation is really important for our country. Our foreign policy should be strong, but it should also not jeopardize our culture, our tradition, and the kind of people that we are, and the kind of society that we are.
religious morals and
Exactly.
all that. Okay. Just to remind the viewers that this is the Fatu Network, and the show is on the spot. It's a new show that is coming up once every week, and then it is Say It As It Is. We're going to look into controversial issues that are happening in the country and the nation, the world at large, ranging from politics, education, health, and you can name it. So what we're going to do basically is we would want to tell the people that there's a segment that you can send your comments in case you have anything to say with the topics that we are going to talk about here today. Like we're discussing right now, is on the issue of homosexuality. Well, Chano believes that the president could have done better with the statement that he has given, that homosexuality is not an issue in the Gambia. And I think I am siding with what he said.
He said it
because
is not an issue.
it's difficult for you to just openly meet someone and the person tells you, I am gay or I am a lesbian. Do you think it's still an issue in this country? Looking at certain issues that the government could have paid attention to.
That is not exactly what he said. The question here is about decriminalizing the act. Okay. You know, the previous president criminalized the act of homosexuality.
Yeah.
You know, it becomes a criminal offense. If you are found to be a gay or a lesbian, it's a crime against the country. So you got to go to court and face jail or some kind of punishment. This is it. And Barrow is saying that is not an issue because homosexuality is not an issue in the country. Now, if he was talking about, if he was talking from the point of the popularity of homosexuality in the Gambia, I would understand. Okay, it is not that popular in the country, but what he said will only encourage more people to embark on it. And as a society, our culture, our tradition, and who we are, it is not us. You understand? Now, I know society is evolving. A lot of things are changing. We go step by step. But wallahi, being Muslims and being Christians and who we are is never going to change with that time. There are certain things that we can adjust to. But sodomy is something that we cannot accept.
So you're totally against it?
I am 100% against the response that the president gave. And now to the viewers, what I want you people to do is go to the comment section and tell us what you think about this issue. Do you think this is an issue? Do you think homosexuality is an issue in the country? Do you think President Barrow could have given a better answer to the question posed by the United Nations Human Rights Committee? Because this is an issue, a huge one in this country right now. And I believe he could have done better because I am not into discriminating people or anything like that. I am only advocating for a safer society where we can raise our kids as religious and cultured people. But I think since we have other issues to talk about, I think we have deliberated enough on the issue of the homosexuality.
Now we're going to shift our attention to something that is very much controversial in the society right now, which is the Commission for Inquiries.
Oh, the Commission of Inquiry. The Commission of Inquiry is getting interesting by the day because a lot of people have been through the Commission of Inquiry.
My question is, why is it that when they are almost on the verge of finishing their process, that is when such issues would have to come up?
Well, that is interesting because if you, as you've already heard, if you've been following the news, whether on social media or on the printed or televisions or radio stations, you would have heard that the secretary of the commission have just been replaced by his assistant. Alhaji Mr. Kurang have been replaced by his assistant Ramatulai Sar because according to them he accused Ami Bensouda of being biased in some instances and a lot of other issues. So this led to him being actually replaced. But on Tuesday the man actually showed up at work at 3 o'clock and saying that he has not received his dismissal letter so far. So he actually showed up. Yes, he actually showed up to work.
And then another issue is like we've seen the Justice Minister compliment the efforts of Bensouda and the team. That is, they're doing a great job when it comes to the issue of the commission. So I want to understand why is it that the Secretary General is saying something that Bensouda and Co would take sides when it comes to the way they question people, and the Justice Minister is trying to say or compliment the efforts of the Janneh Commission. I think this is something that the country really needs
yes,
to put attention
I think
to.
it is controversial at some point, because I think the Secretary General is from the Ministry of Justice itself.
Yeah.
That's where Mr. Kurang is from, the Ministry of Justice. Yeah. So if at a time when he has been sacked, the Minister of Justice himself is coming out to commend the effort of Ami Bensouda.
That is my big question.
That is an issue.
Yeah.
Now, I don't understand why would that happen. Okay, is he disparaging the guy from his own ministry, or what is going on?
No, what I want to understand is the fact that, okay, during the last processes, that is when the commission is on the verge of finishing, we're seeing the Secretary General come out all right to make allegations about the way the questioning and all that has been happening in the commission. While we are seeing the Justice Minister trying to compliment the efforts of Bensouda and the team, that Bensouda should not resign, and he personally has that high regard for her and the work which has been broadcasted on the news. So I think this is very controversial, because at some point this party is against this and the other party is trying to support.
You know what happened? Tambedu came out to confirm the replacement, commend the efforts of Bensouda, saying that the issues, I think the commission of inquiry is going to be ending in somewhere around August.
And the next big question is, they've made resolutions, and the Mile 2 is one of the issues that was raised, that it should be, they should demolish the place or use it for a museum or something, and then transfer the prisoners to a better location. And looking at the current status of the country when it comes to the economic and all that, do you think these are, okay, I'm not trying to condemn what the resolutions, but is that what the government should really look into right now as we speak?
Well,
when we have issues like health, education, and security at hand.
These are all issues.
Yeah.
But remember, we're talking about democracy. In the issue of democracy is where fundamental human rights issues come from.
Yeah.
Maybe the people in... It's true that the people in Mile 2 are criminals. They committed crimes, but they're human beings like us.
Wait, they're not criminals, they're convicts.
They're convicts, yes,
yeah.
Exactly. They're convicts, and these people are human beings like us.
Yeah.
They're entitled to certain rights. Do you remember what happened when my Ahmad Fati went to visit the
Yeah, I saw.
You saw the
moment
video?
Immediately Jammeh left.
Yes.
When they went to the prison, I was really...
It was disheartening.
I felt bad.
Now these people are living under those conditions. Despite all the crimes they have committed, they deserve to be treated as humans. Now, I'm not saying it should be on the topmost priority list of the government, but it is an issue. But that is not the only thing. I think the Commission of Inquiry, there are a lot of things that we really need to talk about in the Commission of Inquiry. Unlike Mr. Kurang, I am actually not going to accuse Ami Bensouda of doing anything, because this guy just said that Ami Bensouda frustrated the sale of Jammeh's impound tractors. He accused her of selective questioning of witnesses and poor professional judgment. Now, this is interesting. You know, the Jammeh's vehicles, his fleets of cars and everything.
Yeah, the tractors. I saw the auction.
Well, according to Kurang, he's saying that Ami Bensouda frustrated the sale of these tractors. So these are all issues, but that's not the only thing. I think the commission could have served a better purpose. It could have done a lot better. Why? One, a lot of people have been called to the commission for questioning. Have you ever had any of them charged for anything?
Well, I think they are still on the process.
Yes, they have to finish. There have to be investigations and stuff. But remember, the person that just the president appointed, one of the people that the president appointed, have actually been to the commission, and these people is now serving in the current government.
But then the issue is, it's not like everybody that has been to the commission is directly linked to the crimes that were happening.
But the commission has not yet been concluded. So the issue is the commission have not even concluded their inquiry, and now Barrow is taking people who have had to face the commission to appoint them. So what happens if the commission finishes and brings their fact-finding, finish their fact-finding mission and now bring their results saying, okay, President Barrow, Mr. X that you appointed as Minister of Z and X is wanted by the commission and have to face charges. Then what happens?
Well,
and this person, remember, is someone who have served in the previous government.
It's
and
a
remember,
clear answer, my dear. We all know that, as it is said, we are in a democratic dispensation, and nobody is above the law, as we believe.
Exactly.
So if there is this individual that is currently working in the government that is needed by the commission, trust me, when the time comes for this person for justice to happen, it will surely happen, because that is the change that we voted for. That is for transparency and accountability. So if we want to promote accountability, right now they're serving in the government. We're not trying to point names at anybody, but at any point in time, if we feel that they are needed by the government to look into the issues that they're doing, they will surely be caught.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But again, again, Barrow, when he came to power, said that he believes the coalition is well equipped intellectually with all the necessary human resource power to run this country without needing any kind of support from any other person from the previous government or otherwise. Now, I think the president is somehow not consistent with some of the things he used to say. It's just my opinion. But you, the viewers on the comment section, I'm talking to you, because this show, as far as it's going to happen, is going to be between the two of us and you, and I want the connection to be great. What I want you people to do for us is whatever we talk about here, please leave your comments on the comment section, your opinions. What do you think? Why do you think the secretary of the Janneh Commission was sacked? And do you think some of the accusation that this guy made against Ami Bensouda, do you think there is any substance to the evidence? There's any evidence or substance to what he said against Ami Bensouda? Do you think some of the things he said are true or not? Do you have any evidence? If you do, we will really love to see it on the comment section, and we actually want to see your opinion regarding the issue of Barrow appointing some of the people who have actually had to face the Commission of Inquiry, who have actually served in the previous government, because these are issues that we've been talking about. It is not a question of discrimination. It is not a question of discriminating people who have been in the previous government. It is the question of the president being consistent with some of the things that he has said, and a question of competence, and of course also a question of trust and credibility. Is this person credible to serve in the government after he has served in the previous government and his service is now in question by the Commission of Inquiry? After that, we'd actually like to move on to more issues because we don't have much time. Then so let's go international.
Now, going international, we've seen, research have been made with regards to the case of the Thailand boys that went for an exploration and then got stuck in a cave, and then the rain had to find them there, and they could not find their ways. And it took days for experts to look into this issue.
Actually, 2 weeks, 17 days. I mean, I'm actually surprised. How did they survive it? I would call it a miracle because these people were young people. They were from 11 to 16 years old, and their coach actually took them to this cave. It was supposed to be a ritual. They were supposed to go into the cave and write their names in the cave. But what happened is there was rain. And then they got trapped under there. But alhamdulillah, they actually, a rescue team came and they were actually saved. But after they had stayed there for 17 days, that's 2 weeks, I have no idea what they ate during that time.
God has his own way of doing things, and believe me, this is a practical example of it. Because you try to wonder, how can one be fit underground for 17 days,
17 good
and
days
the person is able to survive it? Then I think God really has his own ways of doing things.
Yeah, I'll call it a miracle, because all of the young boys who were there, including the assistant coach who was with them, actually have been saved. None of them is dead or anything. And then, alhamdulillah, that's what we have to say.
Now, to bring the attention of Gambians to one thing that is very much important, but most people would want to shift the attention to just one side, that is ginger. You know ginger, right?
Ginger.
Ginger.
Ginger, the ginger we drink.
Yeah,
yes.
Thank you very much. So at some point, the Gambian is used to the ginger, where you put sugar in the fridge, and then it's being sold in schools and all that. But then to tell you, there are other issues that one can do with the ginger, and it could help. Like we know, it's one of the best spices that you can use for seasoning, especially when it comes to the chicken and fish.
I like
that is for the sisekunda and the camaras. Yeah, the gaikundas as well. But you can also use ginger. It is very good for weight loss thing. That is, when you grind it and put it in hot water, and then you take it, it helps to burn the calories that you have in the body. That is, if you're lazy to do exercise like I do, it helps a lot. And then
you exercise?
I try.
Oh boy, that's interesting.
And secondly, also, you can use ginger and honey. Put it in hot water, and you can use it like before you eat or after you eat. It helps also to help in digestion, and it helps reduce body fat as well. So these are other issues that you can use to help yourselves, especially when it comes to ginger as well. So you're giving the audience
some health tips.
Yeah, and then for the ladies,
you have seen me. I'm slim. I'm actually not skinny. I'm just slim. Actually, I'm fit and everything, so I don't need those tips so much.
This is for the ladies out there.
Yes.
So.
Welcome back to the show anyways. And then now let's go to the celebrity section, my most interesting part. Now, if you people have been following the celebrities, you will realize that Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez have been dating on and off since 2010.
Seriously?
Now, seriously, on and off.
Yeah.
Like on and off.
I don't want to say
whose life is that?
I don't want to say it.
Anyways, they've been dating on and off. And then lately, Justin Bieber actually proposed to a supermodel, that is Hailey Baldwin. He actually proposed to her. And when this proposition happened, people actually saw Selena Gomez wearing what they call an eyebrow-raising t-shirt. Now, what she had written on the t-shirt was that only the strong survive. I don't know what that means. Okay? I have no idea what that
Isn't it obvious? Is she jealous?
I think she is. I actually think she is. Why would you have to do that if you're over the guy? Actually, they asked her questions about what she thought, about the engagement. She said no comments. She actually didn't say anything. If you would know, Selena Gomez is actually a musician. She's 25. Justin Bieber right now is 24, 1 year difference. And they've been dating, as I said, on and off since 2010. But they actually broke up. And the most interesting part is this Hailey Baldwin that we're talking about is 22. She's a supermodel. And these people met less than 2 months. In less than 2 months, they're actually engaged.
Planning to get married.
This is serious. You understand? So I have no idea what happened. Maybe, you know what they used to say sometimes. When you meet the right person, you just know,
Are you really
the right
saying
person.
this?
I am not the expert in love, but it's what they say. So maybe Justin Bieber met her, and then, they just felt the click, and they just had to, put a ring on it and, make it serious. So
Wow.
Selena Gomez, I'm a big fan. I love your music, but let this one slide, man. You lost the battle. Someone else won.
Now shifting our attention to Gambia. I think there is something in what's on Gambia that is with the issue of Cess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cess Ngom. Yes, people are asking, is Cess Ngom single or not?
Or
is
not.
he dating?
We
is
want
he
to
single?
know.
Okay, who is the person? Who is behind the curtain and what?
Yeah,
whatnot?
who is the man that is having this beautiful angel that the Gambia celebrates a lot, the lady with the golden voice, I would call it.
Oh.
So we want to know, Cess Ngom, if you're single or you're married or what's your current status, I think.
Now I know Cess Ngom is Now I know Cess Ngom is probably not going to respond to this,
Yeah,
but
we want to know.
we are concerned. Cess is an amazing musician. I love her music and I love her fashion. She's so unique when it comes to fashion. She's beautiful. She's got an amazing body. She's got an amazing voice. She's shy though. I remember this time she came on GRTS for interview and this girl was, oh my God, and they were like, why do you keep running from the camera? She said she's shy. Can you imagine that?
Is she?
Anyways, yeah. I don't know.
All right.
So we want to know, Cess Ngom, is he single? Who is the man behind the curtain? Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have much time. I think we have about 2 minutes before the end of the show. But I would remind you that this is the first edition and we will be coming your way every week, inshallah. And this is called the On The Spot, saying is as it is. This is where we say the things as they are. And we would love to see your comments in the comment section. What do you think of the issues that we are talking about? What are your opinions as Gambians? What do you have to say to us? And if you have any topic or any issue that you would want us to discuss here, in the subsequent episodes, all you have to do is leave it on the comment section. And on that note, actually, thank you for your time and for your time, for your love, and for everything. That's all.
Thank you very much. I think Chana has practically said it all. Hence, this is the first edition. We're trying to limit ourselves to this. But notwithstanding, the comment box is open. You can send in your comments, your contributions, or certain areas that you want us to improve on. As it is said, no man is perfect, and then we're trying to do our best to make sure we give you the best of entertainment that we can get. And then we're not trying to tell you a lot of issues that we know. Some of these things that we're getting is exclusively on social media. So all the comments that we're making and everything that we're saying is not strictly ours, it's from the social media. So let us all take smartphones and make sure we make best use of it. That is to tweet if we want to post it on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. As you know, we are going to be coming your way every week, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you very much.
On a most final note, I would say we are not perfect. We must have, if we have actually said anything that is offline or anything that you think is personal or unprofessional, we actually apologize. We are only here to share our little views and give you a chance to comment and know the things that are going on around us. And your comments are important to us, but if we have actually said anything that is offline or unprofessional, we humbly and sincerely apologize. On that note, until we come your way next week, it's a bye from me, On The Spot, saying it as it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Idani gaina